The story opens with the sound of an alarm ringing relentlessly. Daim lies in bed, buried under his blanket, eyes half open, exhausted even after a long night's sleep. He forces himself up, dragging his feet across the floor with the heaviness of someone carrying a mountain on his back. Cut to a scene of others, friends, neighbors, people his age, waking up early with smiles, stretching energetically, stepping into their day with confidence and freshness. Daim watches them quietly, confused and frustrated. He slept longer than all of them, yet he feels tired, drained, lifeless. Throughout the day, he moves slowly, yawning at work, struggling to focus, rubbing his eyes every few minutes. He tries coffee, washing his face, even quick naps, but nothing helps. The more he sleeps, the more tired he feels. The narrator's voice cuts in, deep and reflective. Why do some people sleep fewer hours, yet wake up fresher than those who sleep longer? We see Daim staring at his reflection in a blurry mirror, dark circles, dull eyes, a tired soul trapped inside a young body. The narrator continues. Daim didn't know the answer, but he was about to meet someone who would change everything. The screen fades into soft darkness, and a single line appears. Your mind is tired, not your body. The story begins. The day drags on, and Daim's exhaustion becomes impossible to hide. He rubs his temples repeatedly, trying to fight the constant fog clouding his mind. At school, he struggles to keep his eyes open. At home, he collapses on the bed the moment he enters his room. Even simple tasks feel like heavy burdens. On the outside, he looks young, but inside, he feels like an old man trapped in a tired body. People assume he's lazy. Some think he oversleeps on purpose. Others whisper that he's lost motivation. But no one sees the truth. Daim is trying. He just doesn't understand why his energy is disappearing day by day. Later that evening, unable to bear the heaviness anymore, Daim walks alone to the banyan tree, a quiet place where he often sits to think. He lowers himself onto the cool ground, back against the thick trunk, eyes filled with frustration and a question that has haunted him for months. Why am I always so tired, even when I sleep so much? He sighs deeply, staring at the falling leaves, feeling just as drained and directionless. Little does he know, someone is about to answer that question. Someone whose wisdom will change the way he sees sleep, energy, and life itself. Daim sits under the banyan tree, lost in his exhaustion and thoughts. A gentle sound breaks the silence, slow, steady footsteps approaching through the dried leaves. He looks up, surprised. Walking toward him is an old man with a long white beard, deep-set eyes, and an aura so calm that even the breeze seems to slow down around him. This is Baba Zamir, a man everyone in the village respects. Some say he carries answers to questions people don't even know how to ask. Others whisper that he understands life in ways books never could. Baba Zamir stops beside Daim and looks at him with eyes that seem to see straight into his soul. Not judging, not questioning, just understanding. You look tired, my son, he says softly, lowering himself to sit beside Daim. Daim forces a weak smile. I slept for hours, Baba, but I still woke up exhausted. I don't understand what's wrong with me. The old man studies him for a moment, his gaze gentle yet piercing. Your eyes are young, Baba Zamir murmurs. Your body is young, but your mind is carrying the weight of an old man. Daim's breath catches. It feels like someone finally spoke the truth he couldn't explain. He leans in, curiosity awakening through the exhaustion. What do you mean? He whispers. Baba Zamir smiles, the kind of smile that carries decades of wisdom. Sit with me, he says. Let me show you the real reason behind your tiredness. And with those words, Daim's journey toward understanding truly begins. Baba Zamir scoops a small stick from the ground and begins drawing a circle in the dirt. The circle is uneven, shaky, just like Daim's thoughts. He points to it gently. This, he says, is your mind. Daim watches closely as Baba fills the circle with small lines, scratches, and marks, one after another until the inside becomes crowded. Messy, almost suffocating to look at. These, Baba continues, are your worries, your doubts, your fears, every unfinished task, every comparison, every hidden stress. He looks at Daim with soft seriousness. When your mind is crowded like this, even 10 hours of sleep cannot rest it. Visuals cut to flashbacks. Daim worrying late at night, scrolling endlessly on his phone, thinking about failures, overthinking conversations, pressuring himself to wake up early, only to collapse back into bed. Baba brushes his hand over the circle, smudging it until it's completely full. No empty space remaining. Your body sleeps, he says, but your mind keeps running, thinking, overworking. He taps the ground lightly. A tired mind will always wake up tired, no matter how long you sleep. Daim feels a shock of recognition. He remembers lying in bed, eyes closed, yet his brain spinning nonstop. He remembers waking up after long sleep, feeling heavier than before. Is that why I feel so drained? He asks quietly. Baba nods. You do not need more hours of sleep, my son. You need less noise in your mind. The wind rustles the banyan leaves, as if agreeing with him. Daim looks down at the cluttered circle in the dirt, and for the first time, he sees his problem clearly, not in his body, but in his mind. And now, he is finally ready to learn how to free it. Baba Zamir picks up the stick again, this time clearing the circle with one gentle sweep. The dirt becomes smooth, open, peaceful. He turns to Daim and says softly, your mind can feel this light if you empty it before you sleep. Daim furrows his brows. But how do I empty my mind, Baba? I've tried everything. The old man smiles knowingly, as if he has been waiting for that question. You do not need hours, he says. You need 5 minutes. Baba raises 3 fingers, slow and deliberate. Every night, before you lie down, sit alone. No phone, no noise, just you and your thoughts. Then write 3 simple things. He draws 3 short lines in the dirt. First, he says, touching the first line, write what you felt today, not what you did, but what you felt. It releases the emotional weight. Second, he continues, touching the next line, write what you learned today, even if it is small. Learning quiets the mind. And third, he touches the final line, write what you will improve tomorrow. Just one thing. This gives the mind closure. He brushes his hand across the 3 lines. Do this, and you will sleep with a mind that is empty, calm, and ready to rest. Daim stares at the ground, amazed at how simple it sounds, yet how powerful it feels. Baba leans closer, voice barely above a whisper. When the mind is light, the sleep becomes deep, and even a few hours are enough to wake up fresh. Daim feels something he hasn't felt in a long time. Hope, as the banyan leaves sway above them. He decides silently, tonight. He will try it. That night, Daim closes the door to his room and switches off the bright lights, leaving only a soft, warm glow from his small lamp. The room feels unusually quiet. No distractions, no noise, just stillness. Something he hadn't allowed himself in a long time, that he finds an old notebook buried at the back of his drawer. Its pages are slightly yellowed, but tonight, it feels like the start of something new. He sits on the edge of his bed, takes a deep breath, and remembers Baba's words. 5 minutes. 3 lines. Empty the mind. That he writes the first line slowly. Today, I felt tired, but talking to Baba made me feel understood. A weight lifts off his chest. Second line. I learned that my mind is full, not my schedule. His breathing softens. Third line. Tomorrow, I will start fresh and wake up earlier. His heart feels lighter as he finishes writing. Daim feels a strange calmness settling over him, a calmness he hasn't known in months. His thoughts aren't racing. His worries aren't shouting. His mind feels quiet. That he closes the notebook gently and lies down. For the first time in a long while, he doesn't toss and turn. He doesn't replay conversations in his head. He doesn't think about tomorrow's tasks. The silence inside him feels soft, warm, peaceful. Within minutes, Daim slips into a deep, natural sleep, the kind that doesn't come from exhaustion, but from clarity. Outside his window, the night hums softly, as if blessing the beginning of his transformation. Before the sun even rises, a soft breeze slips through Daim's window, brushing against his face. His eyes open gently, not forced, not heavy, not irritated by another tiring morning. For the first time in what feels like forever, he wakes up naturally. There is no alarm blaring, no panic, no exhaustion waiting to pull him back into bed, just a calm awareness. As if his mind finally had the rest it had been begging for, Daim sits up slowly, surprised by how light he feels. His thoughts aren't tangled. His head isn't foggy. His body doesn't feel like it's dragging a hidden weight. He steps out of bed and notices something unusual. He isn't yawning. He isn't irritated. He isn't drained. Instead, he feels alive. He washes his face, and even the cold water seems to energize him more than ever. When he steps outside, the sky is still painted in early morning blues. Birds are just beginning to sing, greeting a world Daim rarely saw awaked. He takes a deep breath, and for once, it feels refreshing. His mother looks at him in surprise as he enters the kitchen early, smiling gently. "Daim, you're awake?" she asks. Confused, he nods, unable to stop smiling. "I woke up before the alarm," he says quietly, almost not believing it himself. She places a cup of tea in his hand, studying him with curious eyes. Daim's posture, his face, even his energy is different as he steps outside. The narrator's voice returns. When the mind sleeps peacefully, the body wakes joyfully. And Daim feels that truth in every breath he takes in the days that follow. Daim continues the simple 5-minute ritual every night. And slowly, almost invisibly at first, his life begins to shift. The tiredness that once clung to him like a shadow starts to fade. His eyes look clearer. His voice sounds steadier. His steps grow lighter, more confident. Home. His mother notices the change immediately. The boy who once slept until late afternoon now wakes before sunrise. The boy who dragged himself through chores now completes them before anyone even asks. She watches him with soft disbelief, whispering to herself, "My son, he looks alive again." At school, his friends are equally surprised. Daim no longer arrives half asleep or with dark circles under his eyes. Instead, he listens, participates, even smiles during conversations. One friend jokes, "Bro, Did you drink some magic potion? Daim just laughs, knowing the truth is much simpler and much deeper. Even the villagers, who always saw him as the quiet, tired boy, begin to greet him differently. Daim, you're glowing today. You look fresh, son. What's your secret? He doesn't boast or exaggerate. He simply says, I learned how to rest my mind. His energy is no longer leaking into late night overthinking or mental noise. His sleep is no longer long and empty. It's short but powerful. And his mornings now belong to him again. The narrator's voice returns softly. When you free the mind, the body follows. When the mind becomes lighter, the whole life becomes brighter. Routines that once felt impossible now feel natural. Tasks that overwhelmed him now seem manageable. The tired boy who could barely stand his days becomes a young man ready to live them fully. Daim isn't just waking up early. He's waking up new. As the days pass and Daim's life continues to blossom with new energy. He feels a quiet pull inside his heart, an urge to return to the place where everything began. One peaceful evening, as the sun lowers gently behind the hills, he walks back to the old banyan tree. The same tree where he once sat exhausted, confused, and lost. Only this time, he is not the same person. That he approaches the spot where Baba Zamir usually sits, expecting to see the wise old man waiting with that warm, knowing smile. But the space is empty. The breeze moves softly through the branches, but there is no sign of Baba. Daim looks around, confused. Baba Zamir was always here at this hour. He steps closer, and that's when he notices it. A small folded piece of paper pinned beneath a smooth stone. His heart beats faster as he gently picks it up. That on the front, written in Baba's familiar handwriting, are the words, for Daim. Hands trembling slightly, he opens the note. Inside, there's only a single sentence. Simple, clear, powerful. A peaceful mind needs little sleep. A noisy mind never rests. Daim's eyes soften. This wasn't just a message, it was a final blessing. A reminder of everything Baba had taught him. A lesson he would carry for the rest of his life. He looks around one more time, hoping to see the old man emerge from behind a tree or step out from the shadows. But the banyan tree stands silent, as if guarding Baba's wisdom in its branches. Daim smiles, holding the note to his chest. Some teachers leave without a goodbye, because their lessons stay forever, with the golden light of sunset washing over him. Daim turns away from the tree, not with sadness, but with gratitude and a new understanding of life, rest, and peace. Daim walks home slowly from the banyan tree, the warm glow of sunset following him like a quiet companion. His steps are steady, unhurried, full of confidence, not the heavy footsteps of a tired boy, but the calm stride of someone who finally understands himself. The note from Baba stays pressed gently in his hand, its message echoing softly in his heart. The narrator's voice enters, calm and reflective. Most people think they're tired because they didn't sleep enough. But the truth is, they're tired because their mind never stopped running. Visuals show Daim going through his new nightly routine, sitting quietly, turning off distractions, writing his 3 lines, closing his notebook with peace instead of pressure. This simple habit, the narrator continues, cleared his mind, quieted his thoughts, and gave his body the pure rest it had been begging for. Then morning scenes appear, Daim waking up without an alarm, stretching with energy, smiling as the sun rises. Starting his day instead of fighting it. Your body doesn't need long hours to feel alive. The narrator says gently, "It needs a mind that is light, peaceful, and ready to rest." The screen fades to Daim standing confidently at the doorway of his house. Ready for a new day, the note from Baba tucked safely in his pocket, that on-screen text appears, "Free your mind. Your body will thank you." The narrator speaks directly to the viewer now. If this story touched you, try Daim's 5-minute habit tonight. Write what you felt, what you learned, and what you will improve tomorrow. You might be surprised how light you feel and how fresh your mornings become. A soft music swell begins. Like this video if the message resonated. Comment the habit you'll start tonight. And subscribe for more powerful tales that help you grow, heal, and transform. The final shot fades to black. End of story, beginning of your change.